Welcome back, everybody, to the Disc Golf Show. Today is November 18th, and this is episode 26 of the 2025 season. I'm kind of, I got to admit, I'm kind of liking these shorter form videos that I'm doing. But enough of that. Just had to get that out there. This show is brought to you in part by a couple sponsors. The first being our local pro shop, and that is Final Nine Sports. They have two locations in the Sacramento area here. One is in Orangevale, California, and one is in Rocklin, California. We always suggest try to support local. However, if you are unable to find what you are looking for in your local pro shop, we have a remedy for that, and that is Disc Golf Deals USA. So in that process, you can save 10%. If you go to discgolfdealsusa.com/discgolfshow, then, if you're looking for baskets, bunch of discs for, I don't know, maybe the Christmas season coming up as gifts, bags, anything like that, get that 10% off. There are a few exclusions that apply. Usually it relates to brand new molds, discs coming out from specific manufacturers, but either way, 10% is 10%. So go check that out. discgolfdealsusa.com/discgolfshow to get that 10% off. Let's get into the news here. There's only a few things, so this show's probably going to be pretty quick. Again, like I said, kind of liking that. Much more manageable, hopefully for you as well. But we do have, starting on a light note, on a very positive note, big shout out to Gavin and Destinee Rathbun on their new edition. So they recently made a post showing that they are going to be having a beautiful baby boy. So big shout out and congratulations to those two on their new edition. Moving on, we do only have a couple other items here, and they are pretty much PDGA related. One being that just recently the PDGA announced all of the majors, DGPT, at least elite, I think A tiers as well, and all A tier event schedule was just recently posted. And in addition to that, all the links to get your PDGA sanctioned B tiers, C tiers, all that is available. So if you are looking at holding an event again in 2026, you can go through that process now, and the links will be down in the notes below. Last thing for news, really, it's kind of big, kind of not. Depends on how you look at it. So a couple shows ago, we announced that the PDGA was coming out with the Europa Cup for the Europe side of the disc golf season in 2026. However, it looks like that's been put on hold. Personally, I think it's good because what they're doing is they've basically signed a deal for the next 5 years for the European Open branding for the name. And as much as the Europa Cup sounds, a little more grand, the history that comes with the European Open, with that tournament and everything, I'm glad that they're sticking with that moving forward, at least for now, for the next 5 years. I don't know what you think about that. Do you think it's good that the PDGA, it's funny because you would have thought they maybe would have thought of this prior to renaming it. I get the thought process of it because you're looking at trying to make it a little more grandiose, a little more, exclusive sounding than Europa Cup kind of does. To me, it lends its ear more closely to soccer, World Cup, such things like that when it comes to sports. I like that, but I am kind of not tied to. I have a appreciation for, and I like the history that's involved with the European Open. So I'm glad that they are sticking with that, again, at least for the next 5 years or so. But I am curious because the Europa Cup name is still going to be, I think, something that comes into play down the road. And it'll be interesting as to how they implement that in the future. But yeah, news-wise, that's kind of about it. I'm sure there's some things that I have not seen or whatnot on socials. But if you do have anything for the next show, you can always shoot us an email, discgolfshow@gmail.com, and I can throw it into those show notes in the future. After that, before I get to the question of the episode, I would appreciate if you could just hit like or hit that subscribe button. Actually, that would do wonders. And share this with your friends. If you want notifications, you can always do that, but by all means, do what you need to do. As for the question of the episode, I'm doing something a little more lighter this time. A lot of times it's more, involved with rules or with issues with the PDGA or personal opinions on situations that have occurred. This is kind of very simple here. Very simple with a little bit of a twist. What's your current favorite touring disc golf pro? And why? That's not the twist. Actually, not a big twist. The twist is actually, has it changed since the beginning of 2025? And if it has, why did it change? I know that I have initial opinions of disc golf pros that, I get, and then after seeing, them on more fun style like the putting games or just being on different people's vlogs and such, you get a more of a feel for their personality and their character, and then my opinion changes. It's happened many times. Sad to say, I will admit, wasn't the biggest fan of Calvin initially, only because he didn't have a ton of personality on the course. But I can appreciate that now because after seeing him in vlogs and on videos, he's a funny guy. He has a great sense of humor. It just made me like him more, seeing his personality when it came to seeing him off the course. Another one was Gannon Buhr. I could appreciate his mindset when it came to disc golf and the game, but initially, yeah, he was very young, so it's easy for him to come off a little cocky when it comes to that, his gameplay. I mean, deservedly so. He was really out of the gate hot. So, but now, after seeing him mature a little bit, after seeing him again in different people's videos and such, I like the guy, and I can appreciate him more than just for his play on the course. So I don't know, guys. Who's your current favorite disc golf pro and why, and has it changed over this last year? Moving on to approved discs, approved gear. We only have a few that popped up this last week, and thanks to the sponsor, not only partial sponsor of the show, but of the segment, Disc Golf Deals USA, again, has to come with discs and gear. Go to discgolfdealsusa.com/disc golf show. Get that 10% off. But the 3 discs that were approved yesterday came from 2 manufacturers. The first being Mint Discs, and that was actually a mystery box that was approved. So I'm guessing it's a disc within that mystery box, and the naming of it is just tentative until or temporary until they nail that name down. But it's just currently mystery box 2025. The other 2 discs was from a smaller manufacturer, and if you haven't heard of them, go check them out. They have a few discs out already, but it's Meridian discs. And the 2 discs that they came out, it looks like one's a mid-range and one's a driver, maybe a fairway driver, but the Veil and the Trench by Meridian Discs. So again, if you like those smaller manufacturers, definitely go check them out. I mean, Mint Discs is a known manufacturer, but it is still a smaller one. But Meridian, definitely one of the smaller manufacturers currently out there on the market. Outside of that, we all know that the Discraft Luna Battle Pack pre-orders have been out, and those will actually be available as of the 21st, so later this week. So keep your eyes on that. It does run $49.99 currently for the pre-order. I don't know if that's going to change when it comes to getting them at your local pro shop or anything like that. I hope not. But if you already have one, let us know what you think down below. And as always, footwear is super important when you're out on the course. And our two choices that we kind of guide people to is Vessi and Ideo Sports. So Vessi, again, knitted style shoes, waterproof, more of an angle to the foot line, how you stand. And then Idiosyncrasy is much more zero style shoe. It does have a slight rake to it, so it's not completely zero, but they have the Syncrasy, which is their low top, and then they have the Brawler, which is their high top, and they just recently, within the past month, I think, or so, announced their version 2. So go check those out. The links will be down below. We're already, again, like I said, this is a shorter video, but again, kind of like it. We'll move on to the mailbag. We do have a product here that I did want to highlight. And if you haven't heard of it, well, now you have. It is the Disc Doctor, from the Disc Doctor, I should say. It's a little tool that actually has all these grooves on it that help you smooth out any gashes, gouges, pieces of plastic that are hanging off, wear on the edge of your disc or on the underside of it. And on the back here, you can see that it has a little layout as to what each little section is for. And it comes in multiple colors, comes with a little hanger to hook it on. And I just think it's cool. It is a PDGA approved item for repairing your disc, not manipulating your disc. But a big shout out to them for sending us some product. I've had it for a little too long. I've just been busy and haven't gotten around to sharing it. But yeah, go check it out. They have it at a ton of different locations to purchase. A lot of different disc golf companies, as well as like Amazon and stuff like that. They have them. But look it up, Disc Doctor. And it's always fun to have those tools on your bag, so that way at moment's notice you can fix your disc if you do get a gouge out of it. Very useful product. So big shout out. Thank you again, Disc Doctor. As for the video that we like to suggest for the show, there's a couple. The main one is the Jomez putting game. I know I've mentioned this before, but I do like the off-season content that the Disc Golf Network brings, Disc Golf Pro Tour, Disc Golf Network brings to the table, because you are purchasing that subscription if you do yearly for the year, not just the disc golf season, the tour season. So the fact that they're bringing out, documentaries and these fun little side games that they do is cool. This most recent one was held at the Winchester Mystery House, which is in the Bay Area here in California. And I love the venue. However, it seems like, and I don't know if this is correct or not, so if you work on that, let me know. It seems like maybe the audio had some issues for that filming, because there was audio overlay. And the overlay, though they tried to be funny, in my opinion, it was a little too much. I do hope that that was the case. I mean, it's fine, it worked out, but I do like the more live commentary, on the spot commentary from Germ and Guest that usually host that. But again, that link will be down below. And as a little bonus video, I suggest going and checking out Trash Panda's 5 discs in 5 days. They've done this in the past. I really think it's a cool idea. They decided to make discs out of in different ways and out of different products. And the 5 that they did this year were really, really cool. And the reason why, one of the things that they attach this to is their holiday, I feel bad because I forget the specific name for it, but they hold, I think this is the 5th or 6th year of it, they hold a disc trading like holiday event. And I wanted to last year, but I wasn't able to do it. But I did join this year, so I'm going to have an update on that when that is over and let you know how the outcome of that was. But, whoever we get, hopefully you like our package. It's not just going to be one disc. So anyways, guys, yeah, we're at the end here. Again, shorter video. Hopefully you guys like these. But we are to the end of the video. And as always, if we can, we like to help you save money. And though we do have our sponsors of the show, any other ways that we can, we do like to share those. We know that Black Friday is coming up, so there's going to be a bunch of those probably in the next video. Hopefully a bunch of ways that you can save money in next episode. But for this one, if you're looking for a bag and you do like the Upper Park disc golf bags, if you use Disc Golf Show as the code, you can save some money there. And our favorite is Disc Golf Deals. Again, there's no shortage of me trying to let you guys know about this one. discgolfdealsusa.com/discgolfshow, and you can get 10% off your entire purchase, though some small exclusions apply. Big shout out to our sponsors and our main one, Final Nine Sports, our local pro shop here. Again, they have 2 locations in the Sacramento area, Northern California, one in Orangevale and one in Rocklin. And we really appreciate their support as always. One last thing, if you can, again, hit that subscribe button, share this with your friends if you like, notification bell if you want and like it. Comment down below. Let us know if there's anything you'd like us to discuss or like me to talk about, highlight. You have an event coming up that you want people to know about in your area. We're always down to help promote those for you. So again, thanks guys, appreciate it, and we hope you have a good one, and I'll see you in the next.